Hi, everybody. Good evening, or whatever time you're watching the recording. Good day. It's Tom K3YH. I'll hand it straight over to Roll. Go ahead.
Okay, welcome everyone. I hope you've been practicing your Morse code. Um, just wanted to remind you, let me share my screen here a minute. I just wanted to remind you, if you're looking at the screen here.
We see the screen. That's good.
Yeah, so this is just a reminder of what I taught you on night one of the Morse code. We're talking about the stages of memory here, and it came up today. My wife and I were talking about it too. So you have these different levels. We have sensory memory, which is just like what you're seeing right now, and it goes away very quickly. There's the short-term memory, which might some things you go into short-term memory and some don't. Other things that you try to remember, or they they strike you as important, they go into long-term memory. We're trying to get to yet another kind of memory. Long-term memory comes in this lookup table where we store the facts. Who was that actor? What was that guy's name? The one, who was in the movie that was with that other lady, the one with, that one. Well, that lookup table doesn't work for what we're trying to do. We need the automatic, unconscious, instantaneous recall. It's like typing or spoken language or playing an instrument, reading music, reading familiar words. We don't have to search. And we're remembering that CW is oral. We need to get the connection between the sound of the Morse characters and the corresponding letters into our automatic memory. And the automatic memory um, has a speed limit, though. Um, unless you really, I guess in any event, it has a speed limit. So if you're learning a language, you might actually know a lot of vocabulary, but people, if they speak too fast, you have trouble getting to the words fast enough to keep up with them. So that's why they have online slow news, that you can get the news in slow Spanish, slow French, whatever, so that it gives you time, if you're learning the language, to make these connections. And the only way to get better at it is to practice. And of course, you know that immersion is the way to learn a language, where you immerse yourself totally, and you have to use it, and you're practicing all the time. And pretty soon you don't even realize it, and suddenly you just begin to think in the language, and that's what you have to do here. And so the only way you can get there is you know what I'm going to say, and that is you have to practice, and you have to push yourself to shorten that time it takes for the automatic instantaneous recall to happen. When I say instantaneous, it's for some things it is instantaneous for us, or at least it seems to be. I'm sure there's some microsecond or millisecond delay between wanting to say something and the word coming out, but it seems pretty instantaneous. And if people can hear the difference between the dots and dashes, um, that kind of limits how fast they can go, more than the time it takes to recall it once they recognize it. It's like somebody speaking a language so fast that you can't even understand what words they're saying, and pretty soon you get used to that too. So this is just a long message to tell you to practice, and when you do practice, to push yourself up to shorter time to recall. Okay, so let's close that off and go to our LCWO. Here we are. I've already got it up. And we're on lesson. We did P last week, it says here. So we had KMURESNAP-T. I think we had T last week too, but I'm not sure, but it doesn't show that here. I think we did because we were doing words. But T is very easy. I'll just remind you if we did do it before. Now it's not the E, that's the only thing you can confuse it with. And the L. Now the L is a fairly complicated letter. P. So there's the R. The L and the T. Okay, now let's add one more to it. While we're doing it, we'll go to the W. The W. The W. A, P, R, W,
Okay, we're losing your audio again.
Okay, that was a P. Can you hear me now?
Yep, I hear you now.
S, P, one of our new ones. L, M, P, E, M, A, R, E. Now, this is good drilling for trying to get these as fast as you can, and especially if you're a good typist where looking for the letter isn't slowing you down. Just give you a chance to try to build up those synapses fast. That was an E. E. First letter, K. November. Sierra. New one's T. A. L. E. E. U. N. W. Now let's get one more letter here. And we're going to spend some time drilling on these three new letters. So now we're doing a lot at one time here, but this is a simple one also. The letter I. As opposed to the S. The W. Let's go down here to our CW settings. We've got the letters we want to pull on here. We pull on the ones we just learned, and the ones that seem similar to them. So, S, I, U, L, C, T, L, W, I, E, S, P. Okay, get those in your mind. In fact, it might be good for you to say them right down to yourself. Did it, P, T, L, it's a new one. Did it, L, W, I. Let's practice doing that a little bit. I'll say a letter and you make the sound for it. P, dit. L, W, I, T, L, dit. W, P, dit. I, did it. Okay, so now we have those. We can go up here to our code groups practice. We'll have to hit submit. Notice it's got the red down here to remind us. Code groups. We've got all the other settings the same as always. Extra word spacing. Make that 6 initially here. Maybe a little long, we'll see. Effective word speed 10 and 22 for the character speed. Submit that. And now go to code groups. With our custom characters, we'll do 1 minute. Here we go. SET, WTL. IWT. PWS. PWW. EPP. PWS. IIE. SII. ESS. WWS. TPS. IPI. PST. Hope you got that L because we hadn't heard one in a long time. LPP. Okay, and we would check the result if you were doing this yourself. And it says the number's different. I'm not sure why that is. Anyway, I didn't get any errors here. And remember, if you're getting over 90%, then you should do something to make it more challenging. That was kind of slow with 6. 4 is kind of a good. No longer than 4 is probably a good idea. And then once you get at 4, change it to 3, and then change the effective speed a little bit. So let's go up to the word training now. And we have English words. We'll go past 3-letter words now. We'll go to up to 5-letter words. Let's make it 4 to start. 4-letter words. And when you do English, we have to get away from this 1 to 3 letters. We pick English here. And you can set this for fixed speed if you want. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to set this for fixed speed at, let's say 12 words per minute. And so I don't have to keep purposely making mistakes. Okay, we got that set up. Here we go. Man, M-A-N. Again. Ask, A-S-K. Oops. I guess I'm supposed to be here. Uses, U-S-E-S. Well, I don't know why it won't do it. Wait a minute. Let's stop and start again. Uses. Well, let me do it. Yeah, we got uses, friends. Let's stop. Seem, S-E-E-M. Again. Rear, R-E-A-R. Again. Past, P-A-S-T. Tan, T-A-N. Again. Asks, A-S-K-S. Mean, M-E-A-N. Arms, A-R-M-S. Again. Span, S-P-A-N. That's an easy one. Give it again anyway. C, S-E-E. Well, I guess that's a word. U-S-S. Again. Team, T-E-A-M. Earn, E-A-R-N. An, A-N. Mass, M-A-S-S. Lady's name, Ann, A-N-N. Star, S-T-A-R. Okay, so this is good practice, and you can repeat again by hitting the period if you want to hear them again to get them right. And again, so you can change the speed, or you can go back. I like to, when I'm training myself, I like to go to the arrangement where the speed isn't fixed, but it actually speeds up as you go along, as you get them right, and slows down when you get them wrong. It keeps you on your toes, keeps you at speeds that's challenging you the most. And then don't forget to go back to your lessons and then do your practice text down here. Now again, this practice text will have all of the letters and not just the new ones. So let's go back for our last 5 minutes here and practice with code groups with our special letters that we set up here, which include mostly the new ones that we have, or about half of them are the new ones we have, so that we get practice with the new letters. Remember the T, say it, da, right, and L, da, did it. All right, get that one. We haven't had a lot of practice with the L, da, did it. W, da, I, did it. Now, as I've told you in the initial little lecture there, it helps you in receiving to transmit as well. So going through these letters and just saying them is tremendous help in making that connection between the sound of the letter and the letter, as going the other way helps, going from the letter to the sound. So we're going to do this, set the effective speed to 4 and go back to code groups. And see, I forgot to hit the submit. Caught it that time, even with the little red thing coming up to tell you to do that. Okay, here we go. PPI. WIW. PSW. WWP. ESL. WSL. SWI. SEL. SEL. ISL. ITI. PPE. ETI. ESW. SIT. SIT. LSS. Okay, we check the results and you can see they were all correct. Okay, well that's our lesson for tonight. Now remember, if you don't rehearse this soon again, it'll be like starting over. So it's probably good for the next day or two to try to get once or twice a day to try to get in 10 or 15 minutes at least, and remembering that a few times, a few short sessions is better than one long session. If you can do 2 or 3 short sessions in a day, that will really help. So when you get a free moment, kick up LCWO wherever you might be and do it on your phone or wherever, and get some practice. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay.
We'll stop the recording.